Hey guys, I'm trying to adjust this so it looks good. Um, yeah. So, how are you guys preparing for your FBA business for this year for 2008? That's my question I posed in the title, and just kind of wondering. I have 15 minutes or so to make the video, a little bit less. So if this video gets a lot of people on here and asking a lot of questions, I'm gonna have to cut it a little bit short. But anyway, it's February 1st, and we're a month into 2018. And I'm just kind of wondering how you guys are going about anything, or if you guys are going about anything differently in regards to your FBA business. As we know, last year was a lot of changes in terms of increased fees, and it looks like there's going to be some more fees coming down the pipe here pretty soon. We have the long-term storage fee hitting in a couple weeks, which I hope you guys are preparing for, getting rid of some old inventory that hasn't sold, or lowering prices, trying to move stuff out of there. So I just was thinking about asking that question, wondering if you have any strategies, or if you're, whether you're part-time or full-time, or you're going to go to full-time or spend more time on the FBA business. It's definitely changed even since I started well, not quite 3.5 years ago, but almost 3.5 years ago. So, I started with books, and now I'm doing mostly CDs through bulk buying. And my biggest thing for 2018 is to get through all of these Gaylords of CDs that I have accumulated here. I have about 5 now, but 4 of them are manual CDs I have to manually look up, and those have been sitting here for a while. So I'm just trying to get through those as fast as I can, to free up more space, not only physical space, but mental space. So it's just kind of out of my life, pull everything I can out of there. I already did one of those Gaylords, pulled out, or it was able to send in probably like 80, 90, I can't remember exactly, maybe a little bit less, to FBA. So that was good. I also took a lot out that I could sell on eBay, in lots as well as individually. So, to make my money back. But for 2018, for me, it's just trying to build my inventory is number one. For now, it's CDs. I might get back into books a little bit more as I get through all of these CDs. The idea for me is to free up the space and order more CDs, but also another Gaylord of books to try to get more books in there. But the problem for me, the logistical problem for me with books, is they're just big and heavy, and they take up a lot of space. So it's dealing with the duds, or the ones that I cannot sell on Amazon. And I've sold a few, here and there individually on eBay, but I haven't really gone the book lot route too much. So I'm kind of focusing on CDs for now. They're smaller, they're lightweight, easier to move to sell beyond Amazon, with whether it's FBA or merchant fulfilled. So for me, just trying to build up my CD inventory for the rest of the year. Looking towards, I don't like to focus just on Q4, but it definitely is the time of the year we can make a lot of money, whether it's books or CDs or whatever. But I'm just trying to build my inventory back up to at least over 2,000 consistently, hopefully getting it up to about 3,000 by Q4. And my huge goal is to be shipping in 1,000 is ideal a month, so that I can sell 1,000 a month. Basically, ship them in, build up the inventory to a certain level to where my sell-through rate is high enough to where I can sell 1,000 a month, which sounds like a lot for sure, and it's a lot of work to get there. But I think that I can do it. It's just a matter of utilizing the time that I do have well, being as efficient as I can, cutting out the stuff that I don't need to be doing, just focusing on what gets me to that goal. So for me, that's my big goal for sales on a monthly basis. The more bulk I do, CD bulk, the lower my average sale price will go down, just because there's a lot of CDs that I want to sell that I can send in and make you know, $1, $1.50, $2 off of versus, you know, making $5, $6, $7, $8 on the higher end stuff. So it's going to bring my average sale price down, but I'm still going to, you know, be able to make more sales and more money just through quantity. I always love to find, you know, high value CDs, and I do find them, but unfortunately, you know, unless I pick and choose and say, oh, I'm not going to send those lower priced ones in, then, you know, I'm gonna send them in to make the money back, or make the money off of the CDs that I bought, basically. What's going on? Not much, just here in the storage unit. Been working most of the day. In a few minutes, I have to go pick up my daughter from school, so just been working on that. Michael asked, with long-term storage fees going... okay, with long-term storage fees going to do 25% merchant fulfilled so I can build inventory, how to dispose of too many books. Yeah, unfortunately, whether it's books or CDs or whatever, because of long-term storage fees, if they don't sell, it can be pricey for sure. That's why, for me, it's been really important to get better at sending in the items that I feel confident are going to sell within a month to 3 months, I would say, unless I'm taking or I'm sending something in that has a higher rank with a much higher price that I'm willing to sit on longer. And I don't even send in that many of those, just because I don't come across that many in my bulk buying, but I do come across them occasionally. But definitely, when I'm very aware of, I'm more focused on stuff that sells faster, or I prefer stuff that sells faster than sending something in. For instance, for CDs, I like to stay. And I'm really comfortable if the sales rank is averaging under 100,000. I would say under 100,000 roughly, or around there. Of course, I come across ones all the time that are under 10,000 and many under 5,000 average sales rank on a rolling, you know, 3-month basis. So yeah, so I like to have my stuff sell through pretty quickly. I don't mind sending some in that'll take a little bit longer, but you know, I'd rather have a higher percentage that sells through quickly, basically sells faster, get my money and move on. But yeah, I totally understand. I'm looking at some stuff that I sent in at the end of 2016 that is still there, and I'm repricing a bunch of it, you know, a couple weeks before the long-term long-term storage fee hits, and then I'll probably pull, you know, get rid of some of it as well if it doesn't sell, which chances are a good amount of it will not sell, but we'll see. So yeah, I mean, that problem has become less of a problem for me because I've gotten better at knowing what to send in and what will sell. And this isn't, I'm not saying that stuff I send in, all of the stuff I send in is definitely going to sell, you know, within 6 months to a year. Some of it just won't for whatever reasons. Other sellers will get on there and lower the price significantly. Just won't be as much supply or as much demand. You know, things happen. Both of those things can happen. So, but overall, I just try to become better at reading the numbers, the sales rank, the competition, where the price is, looking at Keepa or Camel to see on certain ones, you know, how often is it selling, what price is it selling at, so that I know when I send it in, I feel confident that I'll be able to sell it at or near the price that I sent it in on. You're always going to have other FBA sellers, whether they're mega sellers or whether they're new sellers or just people that seem to not know how to make money on Amazon, that will go way below the price of other FBA sellers, just far too low, or lower than they need to. So that's, you know, that happens. Warren, have you compared your profit with book Gaylords versus CD Gaylords? Isn't one considerably more profitable than the other? Okay, let's see. I would say for me right now, CDs are more profitable because I find a higher percentage of CDs that I can sell on Amazon FBA. I don't know what that percentage is right now for these Gaylords that I'm going through. I'm going through two Gaylords that I bought 3 weeks ago. I went through one of them, but I'm finishing that up. And the percentage is pretty high. I think it's above 20% that I'm pulling for FBA. But once I get through, I'll be able to figure out exactly what the percentage is. But it's definitely higher than books. I found with books that the percentage was pretty low. Like you basically consistently under 10%, sometimes more like 5 to 10%, lower to, closer to 5. It just depends on the Gaylord. Some were better than others. But the issue is not that what percentage, as much what percentage I can sell FBA as what percentage then can I, after FBA, after I've scanned them for FBA, can I sell. So CDs, I can, the ones that are no good for whether it's FBA or merchant fulfilled, because I do pull a few for merchant fulfilled, not a ton, but I do pull some, a much lower percentage. But then I go back through them and I scan for eBay, because eBay has a scanning feature on their app. And yes, it takes more time, but I do find a good amount that I can sell individually. And then what I have been doing is I put certain ones in per genre, like rap or like soundtracks or country, ones that I know that I can sell, and then I'll auction those off. And the rest of them I'll just put in as a mixed genre CD lot on eBay, which means majority of them I can actually sell of the CDs. So out of a whole Gaylord that will have anywhere from like more like 2,500 and up probably to 3,000 in a Gaylord, depending on how full it is. If it's completely full, it's probably going to be about 3,000. If it's a little under, it's not completely full, but you know, almost there, probably like 2,500 roughly of CDs. So then I can sell those, most of those CDs off on eBay. Does it take more time? Of course it takes more time. It's more labor intensive. But the money that I make on eBay, I can use to fund buying more CDs and then some, just, you know, extra money. Because really what I'm trying to do is build up my FBA or Amazon income to a significant number, which for me would be 1,000 sales a month. That'd be my first really big number to hit in my FBA career. So yeah, I would say definitely CDs for me. Books, once you do the FBA and merchant fulfilled ones, there's going to be some you can sell individually on eBay if you want to go that route, and then of course you can bundle them up by genre and sell them by lots. With CDs, if I'm going to try to sell them quickly in lots, I usually just do an auction and start really low, sometimes just at $1 or $2. And yes, you're not going to make that much per CD, but at least you can make some money and get them out of your house or get them out of your storage unit, get them out of your life. Unless the only other option is to open some sort of store, an antique mall, or do the swap meet thing, or an actual store. But that all costs money, and you know that's more time, and it depends on if you want to do that. So that's definitely a way to go. Some people are doing with books, but again, time, money. You just have to figure out what works for you and whether you like it. So yeah, definitely CDs for me. How do you handle long-term storage fees? Do you think the time spent going over individual offers? Offers. I mean, so like I said, the number one thing, Warren, for me is to send in stuff that I feel confident will sell. Either I've already sent it in and sold it, or based on the data that the FBA scan shows me, I feel confident that I can sell that item within a relatively short period of time, within at least a few months. My sell-through rate is pretty good. I mean, I think it's over 20%, maybe closer to like 25%. Let's see, because I had 1,300, so yeah, it's over 20%. It's probably like around 25%, which is pretty good in my history anyway. I don't know what you guys are doing or other people are doing, but for mostly CDs, I mean, I do still have books there, but most of it is CDs. Anyway, so that's what I try to do, is try to make sure I send stuff in that I won't get hit with long-term storage fees, but of course it's going to happen. So if you have a repricer, which I don't, but if you use a repricer, people use that to try to lower certain older items and try to get rid of them. You can manually go in there. It's up to you. If you do it ahead of time, enough ahead of time, like there's still a little bit of time now, but if you did it like a month before, 6 weeks before, and you dropped a lot of prices for the older items, you're probably going to be able to sell some of them, especially if you drop it considerably. You won't sell all of them, and then you have to make a decision, which is probably better just to dispose of it. I think it's 15 cents, unless you feel that you can get it back and make money off of it, which is 50 cents, I believe, if they'll send it back to you. Of course, if they have a free, what do you call it? If Amazon offers us an opportunity to get rid of things, dispose of items for free, that makes sense. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, is it worth it to go through it? It's up to you, how you look at it. You can spend a couple hours at night for a couple days, whatever, depending on how many items you have. If you have a lot, like, you know, hundreds and hundreds, or even like 1,000 items that are going to get hit with long-term storage fees, then maybe you need to get better about what you send in, would just be my advice. Excuse me. If CD Gaylords are better, then why go back to books? Excuse me. Hold on, guys. Well, for me, I was just thinking that I would buy like one Gaylord of books. It's beyond just so let's say I would order 3 Gaylords of CDs, and then 1 Gaylord of books. Books, number one, are a lot cheaper. The CD Gaylords are $200. Books are $65. That's one thing that makes it, you know, worth it. Also, so I will find valuable books, probably. Sometimes I even find, you know, really valuable books, like textbooks or school-related books, so that's a big reason. I also like to just, for myself, personal use, for my family, for my kids, I find stuff in there that's good for that. So I also just like books. I mean, that's how I started this business. I still love to look for books, find books, send books in, sell books. So yeah, I mean, there's a variety of reasons that I won't completely give up books, but I do prefer to deal with the books just going out to thrift store or whatever, garage sale, and buying them. Only buying the ones I'm going to sell. How often do you reprice? Not enough. Yeah, honestly, not enough. I mean, that's why I try to price where I feel that it'll sell, which might sound like nonsense to some of you, because you're like, well, yeah, but people reprice, you know, hourly, daily. So how you compete with that? Well, I'm getting a good sell-through rate, so I don't have the magic touch or anything, but I definitely have been pretty good about figuring out where to price something so that it will sell, even if it, you know, it won't sell within a week or two, but it'll definitely sell within, you know, a month or two, kind of a situation. And then some will sell immediately for whatever reason, you know, but I usually do try to price it, not like, okay, so I usually try to match by condition. So if it's $9.95 for good, and then there's a $10.95 for very good, and mine is good, most of mine are good, I'll do $9.95. But if there's a $9.95 very good and good, then I'm going to price under that, because the person who did very good either match the good offer, or the good offer match the very good offer, which doesn't make sense to me. So anyway, I get lost. My train of thought gets lost here. Okay. Reprice. So yeah, I don't reprice enough. Probably like, honestly, I don't really reprice that often. It's like every few months or so. I don't really go through everything. I mean, I reprice before long-term storage fee, and then brand new stuff. Sometimes I'll go in there and I'll reprice a few hundred of them because the price has changed. But usually I don't even do that. I don't reprice that often, guys, and my sell-through rate is pretty high. So yeah. How should I go about finding Gaylords? Okay, so I have about like a minute, and then I gotta go. How should I go about finding Gaylords of books? Recycle facilities, internet, not looking for your secret, but any device is great. So I would say, which is gonna annoy you, but I would say be persistent and be consistent about looking. So I would look on Craigslist. I would look on all the local apps like Let Go and OfferUp, which is where I found. So I found my bulk sources on Craigslist and on Let Go or OfferUp, and that's what I would say. I mean, you can call, like, cold call some recycling facilities or whatever. I've never done that, but you can try. I mean, that's what some people do try. So I don't have a magic, you know, what do you call it, strategy, other than to just be persistent about it and You can go. I mean, you can go to definitely recyclers are an option. I've never done that. I've never just walked into a recycler and said, "Hey, do you guys have books? I'd love to buy Gaylords of books off of you." But you can try it. Go for it. That's what some people do, and it works for them. Certain thrift stores will do auctions. You can look for auctions. There's online auctions. There's some websites where there's auctions throughout the country. So anyway, there's a lot of that stuff. Oh, cool. Thanks, Warren. No problem, Dwayne. I hope it helps at all. I was just persistent with it. You know, luck, right? Partly luck, opportunity, meeting, preparation. You know, whatever that saying is. I mean, that's kind of what it was for me. So I'm amazed there's 16 people on here. That's great. I'm glad you guys tuned in, and whoever's watching this later on. But I got to go pick up my kid. I'm actually late to go pick her up. Well, she's being watched, but anyway, I'm a little late, so I got to go. And as always, guys, remember, keep booking. Yes.